Hello everybody, I'm Nastia Liukin, and I'd like to welcome you to the second annual Nastia Liukin Supergirl Cup. And right now, we are live on Universal Sports.
Welcome everyone as we gaze across the St. Johns River at downtown Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome to the second annual Nastia Liukin Cup, Supergirl Cup, exclusive coverage on Universal Sports. We're here in Veterans Memorial Arena as the gymnasts get warmed up. Things are heating up here as we see some of the top juniors in the United States getting ready for the second annual competition, and it's going to be a good one. Welcome everyone. I'm John Roethlisberger. I'm joined by Olympic gold medalist Tim Daggett and Nastia Liukin. We're playing a game of which one does not belong, and luckily for me, you do not have to have a gold medal to sit at this table, but very exciting to be with you guys. Nastia, this is the second year. Last year was a success, and is this what you envisioned when this competition started?
Yes, definitely. Like you said, last year was pretty successful, but I think going into it, no one was really sure what to expect. It was kind of like one of those trial things, and from what I've heard, I've had, great and positive feedback, so I think year two actually means a little bit more to me just because I know that everyone believed in it and had trust in it, so I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. And Tim, your perspective, what does this competition mean on the landscape of gymnastics? Can you assess it for everybody watching?
Well, yeah, this is a very big deal. For most of these athletes, they would never have an opportunity to compete, first of all, on a podium. They qualified in invitationals all over America, and they get to compete in the Nastia Liukin Supergirl Cup. And you got to remember that every single one of these athletes, Nastia Liukin, she is their idol, and it's unbelievable. And also, in addition to that, tomorrow we'll have the American Cup, and the current reigning world champion, Alea Mustafina from Russia, is here. And I saw these girls, the Supergirl Cup girls, come in and spot her out on the floor, and their eyes, they were just gigantic, and it's like everybody's pointing. It's a great opportunity.
Certainly will be an exciting competition. 36 gymnasts qualified from 17 different invitationals across the country to compete here today. And as Tim mentioned, it's quite a setting inside Veterans Memorial Arena on the podium. It's an Olympic-style atmosphere. And for young ladies like Caitlin Hall right there as she gets ready to compete, quite an exciting atmosphere. Nastia, can you remember being that age and getting ready to compete, the excitement you felt?
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember walking into an arena like this for the first time when I was about 12 years old, and it's a little bit different competing up on a podium. The equipment feels different. Of course, you have, big audience and of course live TV, so that always adds a little more nerves.
Tim Daggett didn't even have TV back when he competed, so this would have been a big deal for you, Tim.
Yeah, well, no, I did. It was black and white, John, but thanks for pointing that out.
Getting started on the floor exercise, 12 years old, the youngest gymnast competing in this competition. This is Caitlin Hall.
Her mom wanted her to be a figure skater, and she said, no, I like gymnastics. Oh, just a little step out of bounds. If the foot touches any part of the white, that would be a 10th of a point.
Wow, what a good save.
Oh, nice fight. Only 12 years old. I had a chance to watch her work out yesterday, and it was kind of neat because the other girls are all standing with her on vault, and they all looked at her and said, "You're 12?" She handled herself pretty well for 12 years old, I think.
Yeah, she was the first one to go. Getting some A little bit of encouragement. I think that she just ran out of gas at the end of that floor routine. Looked a little bit tired.
Yeah, you know, and it's still early on in the season. You know, beginning of March, normally gear up a little bit later in the, you know, in the season. So I think it's pretty good considering that.
This is her first tumbling run. And let's watch her feet. If they stay on the blue,
no, the back foot definitely stepped out.
And actually, the front foot looked like it could have stepped out as well, which would be an additional deduction, but not a bad start.
Caitlin Hall grabs a well-deserved drink of water after her first event at her first Nastia Liukin Supergirl Cup. She hails from KGDC Twisters in Kansas City, where she trained.
Her coach says that she has tremendous drive, but sometimes that drive can actually be a nemesis because she just won't give up.
I was curious, during her routine, you noticed they look like big rubber bands on the bottom of her knee. I've seen a lot of tape jobs before. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
Any idea why?
It's probably just maybe right there, you know, a little pressure point or something, some support for her knees. And like you said, she's only 12 years old, so she's probably going through that stage of growing a little bit, growing pains.
Exactly.
I remember going through those a lot of my career.
The good old Osgood slatters. That's a remedy.
I'm going to ask you to spell that later, Tim.
We'll get right on that.
Georgia DeBritz, 18 years old. Next up, she will be going on the vault, hometown Newburyport, Massachusetts. Your neck of the woods, Tim.
That's right. Her coach Laura Tebow said her best quality is tenacity. She quickly said it's also her worst. Oh, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. Great power.
Great height in the repulsion off the vault was pretty amazing.
It looked great. Where is this vault going to rank in the difficulty level throughout this competition?
It's going to be very difficult. It is difficult. We'll see somebody do a double full, a couple of them, and maybe a 2.5. But look at the height and the power. Look at the legs. They are
the body position
together.
Completely flat.
Just that smallest little step.
Each gymnast will be doing 2 vaults. The best score of the 2 vaults is the one that counts. Nastia, that wasn't how it is at the Olympics. You just went one time, and that was one shot.
Yep, definitely.
Done.
It's a little bit different when you try and make the event finals in vault, and when you are competing at the event finals in vault, you do 2 vaults, and both of the scores average. So, but in the all-around competition, it's always 1 vault.
So she really has a free pass because that is going to bring in a very big number, so she can go completely all out for the stick right here. Oh,
looks like she was.
She definitely tried to catch that stick.
Yeah. That step, though, that's going to be a 3/10 step. So she's going to take the first one, I'm sure.
Nice start for DeBritz. Just underway here in Jacksonville, Florida. A lot more gymnastics to come here on Universal Sports. Welcome back to Jacksonville's Veterans Memorial Coliseum. We are underway looking at Kirsten Wang preparing to go on the vault.
And you see that taped right leg there. A few years back, she was performing a vault in her training gym, and she had a severe tibula-fibula fracture. Her coach said that she rode in the ambulance with the paramedics and said, the paramedic said, "You will never do gymnastics again." And
here she is for the 2nd year at the Supergirl Cup.
Yeah, you know, so often you hear these stories of people that face this tremendous adversity and just refuse to give up. Congrats. Very nice. Full twisting. Laid out Yurchenko, a little bit sloppy in the air. But remember, she gets 2 shots. She's going to want to clean up the knees a bit and obviously try to zoom in on that landing. Maybe not enough jump off the table. She kind of absorbs, and you see the knees and then the bend of the hips, the piking down. That'll also be a deduction.
Kirsten, 18 years old. She won the Pikes Peak Cup to get to the Nastia Liukin Cup finals here. She's from Colorado Ariels.
one time was coached by J.C. Phelps, the 1996 Olympic gold medalist.
Tim, you can relate to the leg injury and the difficulty coming back. And
I can.
What they have to go through. You had your own challenges. And
yeah, well, she actually only tapes it during competition just to feel a little bit more secure. This is way better vault, better form, much better block off the table. So she'll be happy with that.
And coming up next on the beam is going to be Sandra Lopez, who is also a second-year Supergirl Cup qualifier.
Actually finished second all-around last year to
Yeah,
Lexi Priestman, so maybe looking for a little bit of redemption this year.
Possibly.
The fall of 2012, she'll be attending the University of Utah. First big test right here. Very nice, solid. You know, it's funny, there are just some gymnasts that you can see them in a competition on balance beam and it looks normal. It doesn't look like they're frightened, and she looks pretty calm.
Confidence is definitely there, and that, you know, that comes from training a lot. I think that, you know, the consistency of feeling confident in your training, and it just carries over to the competition.
And how hard is it to start on balance beam? You're already nervous enough.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty tough. But also when you're done, you're relieved to get it over with.
Especially if you hit just like Cassandra did.
That is probably as well as she can do that routine. That was a great start for Cassandra.
Lopez trains at Tumbleweeds Gymnastics in Tucson, Arizona. Her coach is Regina Miller-Martin.
Coming up next, here we have 2009 world champion on the vault, Kayla Williams.
Yeah, what a moment that was. She skyrocketed on the scene of gymnastics, wasn't even an elite, and went to the world championships in '09 and just rocked the house. Very nice, Yurchenko, 1.5 twist.
Now compared to DeBritz, who we didn't see her score, but she got a 9.55. Better or worse, Tim?
Well, that one was definitely a little more sloppy than we saw from DeBritz. Her coach there, Mary Lee Tracy, the coach of so many greats, Amanda Borden, J.C. Phelps, both part of that Magnificent Seven, 1996 Olympic gold medal winning team. They're being honored here this weekend. She has had so many champions over the years. Classy lady.
Let's go back in time. This is 2009 World Championships. This is the gold medal vault, Kayla Williams.
And it's huge. And look at that. Oh, God.
Like a toothpick and a club sandwich, Tim.
I remember that so well. Just a fantastic performance. So she was a little bit under-rotated, so she needed a little bit more flip off of the table. Let's see if she can make that adjustment. And she does.
She must have been watching that replay.
Wow. And this lady, Mary Lee Tracy, says that she is such an inspiration. The integrity of this young lady, she says, I am going to miss her so much when she's gone. She actually started to almost tear up. She said she is such a leader, a born leader.
Our first look at the uneven bars. This is 14-year-old Mackenzie Brannon from Capital Gymnastics in Austin, Texas. And Tim, I know when you were watching practice, this girl, without seeing her do a lot, she kind of jumped out.
Yes, she did. Yeah, beautiful lines. Nice tiny body. Good knees and toes.
I actually just saw her a few weekends ago at our Wolga Classic competition in Frisco, Texas, and you know, just like you said, I spotted her from a distance, so it's nice to see her here.
Dismount double layout,
Very
small
nice.
hop. Very good start.
So see, she didn't show as much difficulty on the uneven bars, but what stands out is the technique and her form.
Definitely. It's a congrats from Coach Barry Hyder. He said